and welcome to News Updates on Value Chain TV. I am Chad Moses with the news. And on the news update, the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) has described the warning from the Department of State Service to shelve the planned protest against the high cost of living in the country as unsolicited advice, saying that history will not forgive them if they do not carry out the action. This was made known in a statement made available to newsmen by the NLC president, Comrade Joe Ajaero. The Labour leader said that NLC had a history of peaceful demonstrations and were not intending to cause any violence or disruption, but rather to express their grievances over the unprecedented high cost of living, the indescribable suffering in the land. Ajaero added that the DSS's claim that the government was working to ameliorate economic condition was not convincing, as the Nigerian workers are yet to see any concrete actions or results from the authorities about the current hardship they faced. The former president of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Olisa Agbakuba, has said that the President Bola Tinubu administration is not communicating hope to Nigerians. The former president said these while expressing fears to newsmen about the future of the nation. He noted that the empathy of the government in the view of prevailing hardship was poor. Some Nigerians who spoke to Value Chain TV have reacted to these.
We should not revolt. It is not revolting that is the answer. What is there is that we should continue we should continue praying. Of course, we know that this is not the only government that things went wrong. Of course. So what is there is that we should just continue to pray. We should continue to pray, submit ourselves to God, pray to Him, do the right thing at the right time and at the right place, according to the injunctions of the Almighty. He will be the one to transform Nigeria into a better situation. The result of it is always success. You understand? So what is there is that we should just decide up and be doing the right thing. We should not just say, okay, because of that, we should, why can't you just revolt on hardship, creating more hardship again? So what is that? Revolting is not the answer. What is the answer is, let's go back to God, the owner of the heavens and the earth. He is the one that transforms everything. When we go back to Him in prayers and doing the right thing, He will now, He will know where He will bring the solution.
Yesterday I was in the market. I was going around. I saw one woman. She wanted to buy fufu. And she was telling the girl, give me fufu, 6 for 500. I didn't know what she was saying. Fufu, soup. I was asking her, say what? Fufu soup. That means when she buy that fufu for 500, she can't have money to buy soup. That she want to buy soup. To show you the worst of it now. I support revoke because things are getting worse every day. You can see me wearing canvas. Worse come to worse, I trek it off. I trek it off because things are getting worse. I think the president should get into this, and the first lady should know what he's going to do.
I'm in support of what he said. The revolution is coming up. Not very soon. Let me just put it very soon, because the economic hardship is unbearable to everybody now. God at the day they say there is a high class, there is middle class, there is you understand. Now everybody we are equal. You cannot run to anybody now. You understand. As soon as you are approaching somebody, if you tell his own problem, you go say, oh, go we will pity him. So it feels so sympathetic that we cannot be here any longer. They don't know. They are enjoying. Look at the senator. Look at the House of Rep. You understand? They didn't stop their allowances. They didn't stop their salary. Everything is coming up. Nyafu.
The federal government has announced plans to relaunch direct cash transfer to about 12 million Nigerians. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, disclosed these during the ministry's retreat in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. According to Edun, the project, which was initially created for 3 million Nigerian people, has been extended to an expanded target of 12 million citizens. The federal government has suspended the shipment of liquefied petroleum gas, LPG, better known as cocaine gas, to alleviate scarcity and increasing prices in the country. This was revealed by the Minister of State's Petroleum Resources, Ekperikpe Ekpo, at the Internal Stakeholders Workshop in Abuja. The minister emphasized that the ministry is discussing constantly with critical stakeholders like the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority and operators such as Mobil, Chevron, and Shell to address the issue. He further explained that once there is a stoppage of the export of locally produced domestic gas, there will be more volume for the domestic market, which will automatically reduce the price of the product. The Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, Gbenga Komolafe, has disclosed that the country's oil rig have increased to 30 from 11 in 2011. Komolafe links the increase to NUPRC and other government stakeholders' efforts to attract confidence and certainty into the oil and gas industry. According to him, Nigeria recorded capital expenditure worth billions of dollars within the last 2.5 years due to the implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. The Senate has kicked against plans by the Ministry of Power to approve the proposed hikes in electricity tariff by distribution companies, while also rejecting plans to remove electricity subsidy, given the present hardships in the country. Adaobi Ogwejofor completes the report.
In addition, the upper chamber has directed the Committee on Power to investigate the 2 trillion naira required for electricity subsidy payment, other debts owed in the sector, and the state of metering in the country. The resolution of the Senate followed its consideration and approval of a motion moved by Senator Aminu Abbas, PDP Adamawa Central, during plenary on the need to retain subsidy on electricity in the country for the foreseeable future. Last week, the Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, disclosed at a press conference in Abuja that Nigeria was not likely to sustain the current electricity subsidy payment. He explained that the indebtedness of the country's power sector to electricity generating companies and gas companies had risen to over 3 trillion naira. For Value Chain TV, Adaobi Ogwejofor reporting.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is set to arraign the immediate past governor of Kwara State, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, for an alleged 10 billion naira fraud by Friday. The ex-governor is to be brought before the Federal High Court in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital. He was detained by the Anti-Graft Agency after he honored an invitation for interrogation. Former Nigerian head of state, Yakubu Gowon, has asked the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to lift the sanctions imposed on Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. General Gowon, who was one of the founders of ECOWAS, made the call in an open letter to the heads of state and ECOWAS member states. Value Chain TV had earlier reported that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso had exited the economic community and had been sanctioned as a result. Some Nigerians shared their opinions on the latest developments.
I believe that, sometimes there's this African proverb that says, you beat a child with one hand and throw the child back with the other hand. So ordinarily, those countries, Burkina Faso and Niger, ordinarily are not supposed to have exited the ECOWAS the way they did. But they felt aggrieved. They felt that Nigeria and the other ECOWAS nations did not listen to them first before putting a ban on them, and therefore to hell with the ECOWAS. So I agree with the former head of state, General Gowon, that we should lift the ban on them. Because what's the essence of ban?
If we should go in this direction, that means you'll be encouraging other countries to go in the way of Niger, Burkina Faso, which will not be good for Africa. But what I'm just saying is that we have adopted democracy. And going outside democracy, you are telling people that even Nigeria, that they can go into, there could be coup. So that's why I'm against them to lift a ban on them and for them to opt out.
It's a very sensitive issue when you discuss about issue concerning the democratic system of government in Africa, and where you look at where you have military overthrown the democratic elected president. So I think we should expect this kind of encounter from them and from the Nigeria who believe democracy needs to be stable in Africa. So, and again, I believe you guys know that the Tinubu is the president of ECOWAS, and initially when the issue of coup happened in Nigeria, he wasn't happy with it, he wasn't in support of it, and Again, I think Africa, we still have issue where the Western world infiltrating into our leadership and is pushing the whole Africa continent up and down, that we believe that, okay, whatever these people want, we need to give it to them, which is not, ideally, I don't support that. But I don't support a military government in Africa. But again, when you look at it, where the people, the military leadership are coming from, you look at it that they are not actually supporting the Western leadership idea of ruling and stealing our resources out of here. So they have a point on their own side, the military agenda in Africa. But nevertheless, we still have to look a pathway where we'll install a strong democratic system of government in Africa.
That's it on the news updates. I am Chat Moses. Thanks for watching.